Hello everybody, Arkanova here, getting back some more Let's Play Trails in the Sky the Third. Last we left off, we stole back the Fool's Locket from Conrad. Oh my god, my eyes. And this time we're gonna walk around the ship and start our next mission. My sister can be unbelievably stubborn sometimes. How am I supposed to enjoy sightseeing when she's being like this? No, I'm not budging on this. We are going to Urboyoville after Granso Castle, and that is final. I can't believe you're actually considering just going around fishing, of all things. It's his vacation, too. Did you hear the announcement, sir? If not, we will soon be arriving in Grand Hill City, so it might be wise to check if you have all your belongings on your person while you still have the time to look for anything that is missing. I'm not really very good with heights. I mean, it's not a phobia level or anything, I'm just not really very good with them. Yes, I'm finally almost in the Liberl. Why did I come, you ask? Because it's the last spot that the ancient Drago sighted. There's no information on where it went after it showed up here. So if I want to try to pursue it, this is the best place for me to come. As soon as we land, I just need to go talk to Lyndon to see if he knows anything. Yeah? I'm off to see my grandchild in Granso. We haven't seen one another in 3 years now. I've been really worried with all the trouble that's been happening in the Liberl. Yeah, it's been crazy here. The cleaning staff for these airships really does a splendid job, don't they? They're a fine role model for the rest of the service industry. Don't go getting yourself too worked up now, man. You'll just end up screwing up even more like usual. Oh, snap. Why you gotta be like that, bro? Anyway, first thing is stopping by the Central Factory in Zeiss. Damn. There's no better place to learn about cutting-edge orbital tech than there. I'm really gonna have to make the most of it, really. Alright. Well, let's not go down yet. Ooh, that was one amazing business discussion. I never thought I'd see the day when Mirano wouldn't have the upper hand in one, but it just happened. The world is full of surprises. That bargainer really knew how to put up a good fight for someone so young. Still, I've got an excellent information dealer working for me, too. So the next time we do business, it's going to be a 6-4 deal in my favor. No, scratch that. 7-3. Mommy, can I go have a look outside? Can I? Can I? No, you can't. Please sit down like a good girl. We're almost there now anyway, so just be quiet. Wow. Brad, why don't you let her go outside? Why don't you take her outside, huh? I used to be a sailor back in the day, but now I always use airships to get around. They're way faster than boats, for one thing, and unlike orbital buses, they don't end up with a sore ass after a long journey, either. Wee! Being out here feels amazing. My wife went back to her family's home. I mean, I'm as aware as anyone that I've been so busy with work lately that I haven't been able to spend any time with her, but if I'd known it was going to come to this, I would have sat down and talked to her about it a long time ago. The two of us have spent the past half a year traveling all around the continent. I couldn't have wished for a better honeymoon. I'm just so glad I chose him to spend my life with. We're finally back home in the Liberl. Which means it's time to start thinking of getting a house for ourselves. What kind of house would you like? Big ass one. Ugh, I don't even want to be here right now. Why do I even have to go out of my way to see him anyway? It's not fair. We're approaching the Begon Range. Be careful of potential air turbulence in this area. I know. I've been doing this route for 3 years now. I know what I'm doing, man. The Begon Range is part of the border between the Liberl and Calvert. As soon as we're over that, it'll be hardly any time before we're in Granso. Why do you want to know what I wanted to be as a child to begin with? That's not really something you normally tell complete strangers with cameras in their hands, you know. I'm on to you, mister. You can't distract me. This is a serious news report here, so please answer my questions. She sure is making good use of those reporter's privileges. By the way, my dream was to become a phantom thief. Isn't that cool? No prize for guessing what kinds of books you must have read as a kid. Alright, the overpressure looks perfectly normal. Oh, sorry, I'm going to have to ask you not to come down here, sir. I'm going to have to ask you to leave me be. Alright, that's everything. That's everyone I've talked to on the boat. This is a passenger announcement. We'll soon be arriving in Grand Cell City, the terminus of this liner. We suggest that all passengers return to their seats as soon as possible, as the airship may be unsteady during landing. Ah, it's so lovely to be back here again. The Republic was a wonderful place too, but you just can't beat air here in Liberl. You wouldn't believe all the stuff that happened half a year ago looking at Grand Cell now, either. It's all completely back to normal. The people here sure are strong for what's usually such a peaceful country. Well, it's a country ruled by a queen. Everyone here knows women are tough in the face of adversity. Yeah, they can be. That's not always the case, but they can be. Alright, now can I use my glasses? Not quite. I hate the maintenance and upkeep of glasses. Oh, that's so much better. I'm not sure whether you're a perfect example of that, or the opposite. You're right about the air here, though. It is nice. Nostalgic, almost. Makes me feel a little homesick. Your home's in Arteria, right? The place with all the really big churches and stuff? Nah, I'm not actually from Arteria. Not many people are. It's actually pretty darn small, like smaller than most states around the continent. It's where the high seat of the Septide Church is, so lots of pilgrims and clergymen gather there. But few are actually born there. Oh, really? Huh. So where are you from then? Dorothy! Oh, you are in hot water. Oh, Niall. I'm home. Did you miss me? Did I miss you? Of course I missed you. What in Adios' name have you been doing? I sent you to Bose. How did you end up in Calvert? You were definitely on the westbound liner. I was sure of it. I really don't know. Oh, wait. I might actually know. Go on, then. Spit it out. I bet I'm a sleepwalker. After I got on the right airship, I fell asleep and then sleepwalked onto the wrong one. I think that all this could turn out to be part of some elaborate murder plot. Wowie, all of a sudden I feel like I've walked right into a mystery novel. Sleepwalkers don't change airships, you idiot! I'm all out of breath now. Are you alright? I really do think you should cut down on your smoking. You're not as young as you used to be, you know. Alright, your 30th birthday was last Friday too, wasn't it? Happy birthday. I bought a cake over in Calvert and had a big celebration for it too. How is that you can remember useless crap like that and not the things that actually matter? I bet you were just looking for an excuse to eat cake all by yourself, weren't you? You should have seen it. It was made with Eastern matcha. So it was unlike any cake I'd ever seen. The perfect blend of sweetness and bitterness was just sublime. I took lots and lots of cute pictures of it, so I'll show you them all later. You brought me pictures of a cake? At least bring back a souvenir. Man, they always felt like they could go into business as a comedy duo and actually make money off it, but they're even more of a crack up now. Wait a second. Nice to see you again, Niall. You're looking the same old, though. Maybe you're not so happy about that. What are you doing here? Please tell me she didn't end up going to Arteria and causing some trouble there, too. Haha, your wish is my command. We just ran into one another on that airship by total coincidence, that's all. Oh, good. You had me worried for a minute. I was scared stiff she'd gone and smashed some super expensive stained glass windows in the cathedral there, or who knows what. I'm so sorry for what you have to put up with. Pshaw, you're too much of a worrywart. Whose fault do you think that is? Still, it's good to see you again, Father. What brings you to Liberl? Something else happened here? Oh, just a bit of work-related business I've got to take care of. It's not part of a major investigation, so don't go getting your hopes up. Nothing of interest is going to happen. I'll be the judge of that. Anyway, so where are you staying for the time being? Gransel Cathedral? I'll have to drop by and say hi sometime when I get the chance. Go for it. In the meantime, I'm dragging your butt right back to the office, Dorothy. You're going to tell us all about what the hell you've been doing these past 2 weeks. You betcha. I snapped photos of every meal I had while I was over in Calvert, so I'm sure if we develop, then I'll be able to remember everything. I'm not talking about your gourmet report. Man, nah, you have it rough. Whew. Seeing those two together really makes it sink in that I'm back here. Thinking about it, I wonder how all the others here are doing. I know Estelle and Joshua are abroad at the moment, but I've got no idea what the others are up to. Is that you, Father Graham? Lieutenant Colonel Sid. It's good to see you again. I'm pleased to see you've been keeping well since we last had at that banquet. Same to you, sir. I gotta say, I wasn't expecting you to be the Army representative who came to meet me, though. I figured it'd be Julia. It may have been, but she's currently out on another mission, so unfortunately you have to make do with me. I didn't have anything better to do, so I came in her place. There's no need to be so modest. A little bird told me that you're going to be promoted to full-on colonel soon, aren't you? I shouldn't be surprised that your people have such a good information network, but I still am. Still, I'm afraid I still feel as if this is too much responsibility for me as I am. Brigadier General Bright still has plenty of work left in him, too. I wouldn't want to take any of it from him. Poor Cassius is still getting work to the bone, huh? Anyway, getting down to business, it's in the Gransel Cathedral, right? That's correct. It's being kept underneath it, to be more specific. Although I imagine you're already aware of that much. I hear a layman like myself can't even enter it without the knight's permission. Pretty much, it's a special place, you see. I'll fill you in on the details when we get there. Alright then. Well, we may as well head there right away. There's someone I want you to meet in the cathedral. Huh? Who? Let's just say someone who's been assisting with this case. They'll be apprising you of the details on what you're dealing with here. Alright, let's go to the cathedral and see who it is. Is it going to be our squire that the super mega church lady told us about that we were getting? I don't know. I can't know. How could I know? It's impossible to know. It's probably her. Sieg. Nope, not Sieg. Baby Siegs. Seagulls. Not funny. Ah, there you are. It is not. It's good to see you again, Archbishop. You look very well. Huh? And you must be... I wasn't expecting you to be quite this young. How old are you? Duh? 22, but that's a lot younger than I expected. Are the girls that are really so short-staffed that they're handing out their most important posts to kids? You can't blame me for assuming the 5th Dominion would look like more of a veteran, can you? Your surprise is written all over your face. Someone in your position should have a much better poker face than that. Maybe you need to redo your training from scratch. Or are you just acting, I wonder? How do you... Professor Russell, please. He isn't here for you to try and pick a fight with him. Please try to be a little less deliberately provocative. What? Hell no! He's here to steal the thing we went through so much effort to bring up, and you want me to play nice? And kindly don't call me that ever again. I don't want to be addressed in the same way as that old coot. Of course, ma'am. Wait, Russell? Then are you? I suppose I should introduce myself. I'm Erica Russell. I'm sure it's not a name you're going to be forgetting anytime soon. So, Cheetah's mom's coming off as kind of a bitch. Still, I sure didn't expect you to run into Tita's mother here. I'd heard you and your husband were both living abroad. What brought you back? What do you think? After all that went down here, there was no way I was staying out of the country any longer than I had to. Though, with how remote the region we were in is, it was all over by the time word reached us. Had we found out sooner, I sure wouldn't have had to let that maniac pull half the crap he did. Doesn't sound like you're too happy with the professor nowadays, huh? Talk about an understatement! That whack job actually took my little girl to that floating city with him. I get that he's soft towards her, but that's no excuse for exposing her to danger. Are you really in any position to call her your little girl when you barely see her and only write her once a month because you were out of the country on your own business, leaving him to basically be her father? He knows more about what she's capable of than you do. He's the one who raised her, for God's sake. That's fair. No, it's not, Kevin. And if that isn't bad enough, he let that red-headed scumbag get near her, too. That utter cretin isn't fit to be within 50 yards of my darling Tita. Never mind actually getting friendly with her. He saved her life many times. Without him, she would be dead. So, you don't like Agate, huh? Don't you speak that filthy name in front of me ever again. Oh, when I'm finished with him, he'll wish he'd never been born. He might have survived that last onslaught, but we'll see just how... He may not survive that last onslaught, but we'll see how he fares against an even more powerful unit, won't we? I get the feeling this is a matter we're better off not prying into. I thought the same, so I don't know any more about it than you do. Incidentally, the professor Russell you're more familiar with is currently vacationing abroad. As such, she has been assisting us with this case in this place. Oh, I see. Are you two listening to me? Of course. Sorry. Well, whatever. Erica, you're kind of a big jackass. I don't like you. This staircase sure is long, though. How much further do we have to go? Not much, as far as I know. Yep, there we go. I don't like you, Erica. A dead end? I hope you've got a good explanation for this. I do. This isn't a dead end, but to go any further, I'm going to need you to undertake a ritual of sorts for me. Well, this certainly took a turn for the strange. Is this an example of the church's famous thaumaturgy? Something like that, yes. Specifically, I would like you to undertake a form of suggestion. I'm not sure I follow. You want us to promise not to tell anyone what we see here, right? That's a little extreme, so no. The Colonel is obviously going to need to report what happened here to his superiors, for one thing. All I want is the promise that you won't tell anyone... All I want you to promise is that you won't tell anyone who you aren't certain you can trust. I don't need you to say it, I just need you to think and believe it. Weird, but alright. If that's all you want us to do, so be it. I feel the same way. Should we deliberately repeat it in our minds, then? You don't even need to do that. It should just come naturally to you. Alright, here goes. In the name of she who dwells above, do I hold this consecrated septium. Space is golden glow. Consciousness silver glow. By your opposing natures, reveal to them the path that leads to your sacrament. What? How did that door appear? Thank you both for your assistance. I can see that you were true to your word. Ah, I see. So if we just said it but didn't really mean it, we wouldn't be able to see anything, right? And yet I can hardly believe what happened. I imagine it would be uncouth for me to ask how all this works. Yeah, I'd really rather you didn't. I love Kevin. He's such a badass. Anyway, come on in. Kevin is freaking great. Primal Ground. Wow. Unbelievable. All these years, I had no idea that such a place lay hidden beneath Gransel Cathedral. Well, it's not exactly something we publicize. It was built in accordance with the agreements between the church and the royal family. It has but one purpose, to suppress the power of ancient artifacts and keep their influence in check. I see. It's important to you Grolsritter is quite clear, then. I'd assume there are similar ones in places other than the Burl, too? Well, I won't deny it. Anyway, we call this place Primal Ground. Now, there's a deep name if I ever heard one. Is the original ground where the others are based on in Arteria? I'll take that as a yes. Oh, I'm not confirming anything. I was just thinking about how much you take after the other Professor Russell is all. I'll thank you not to associate me with him. He might trump me a little in the theoretical side of things, but when it comes to the practical side of orbital science, I could beat him in my sleep. And I was the one who designed the fundamental systems of the Capel and the Arsail, you know. Really? Nice. But I think we're getting off topic here. This is the object in question, right? That's correct. It was pulled up 3 days ago from the area where the Liber Ark sank, and we believe it to be an artifact. 3 days prior, roughly at the center of the Valeria Lake. Where the Liber Ark sank. Damn, sun going down already, huh? If this spot turns out to be a bust, we're probably gonna have to call it quits for today. We can only hope. Professor Russell is certain that this is the area we should be looking, where we should be looking. Yup, and if she says it's here, it's here. Unfortunately, as you know, Valeria Lake's about as deep as a lake can get. Depending on how small the thing we're looking for is, actually finding it could still be a real task to have. Is it likely to be small, though? The orbital reading suggests that we're dealing with quite a large object, I believe. Well, I wouldn't judge its size based off of those. Ah, Professor. Hey there, kiddo. Finished getting us a new estimated location? Just about. It'd be real swell if you knocked it off with the kiddo, though. I'm not sure it's the most appropriate way to address a married woman, much less one who's already popped out a child. Ha, sorry, but old habits die hard, you know? Hard to make the switch when I've been calling you that since you were about knee-high. Well, I'll let you off this time. Back to work. Can you ask your subordinates to stand down for the time being, Colonel? Is this the spot, then? Were you able to calculate exactly where the object is? Give or take an arch, yes. Judging by the readings, what we're trying to pull up isn't all that big either. Probably about 50 reg, maybe even less. You serious? Thought we'd be dealing with a real monster, not something the size of Anton. Yeah? Still, if it does turn out to be an artifact, this can get problematic. Unfortunately, the church isn't going to want to let us keep it, that's for sure. Ugh, I really cannot stand them. No matter how hard you work, the second you get your hands on... No matter how hard you work to get your hands on something, the second it turns out to be an artifact, they swoop in like it's their goddess-given right to have it. It ticks me off. Because it is their goddess-given right to have it. Nobody else is allowed to have it. Easy there. We don't know for sure that it even is an artifact yet. Regardless, I'll pass on the message to my subordinates right away. I'll leave the rest here to you, Gustav. You got it. Let's see what we're dealing with, yeah? Okay, that's the spot. Go on ahead. Yes, ma'am. Beginning the salvage operation. God, that sound just fills me with dread. Does the salvage crane sound like it's in poor condition to you? Oh, that's not really what I meant. I just can't bring myself to like artifacts, you see. We can't explain how they have the power they do, but they have it, and it's not something we can ignore either. As a researcher, I can barely imagine anything more frustrating. Even when you can't help but be captivated by them, we're all well aware any attempt to solve their mysteries is pointless. I see. When you put it that way, I can understand to a degree how you must feel. Half a year has passed until the chaos came to an end. And on the surface, we're back to normal. But even now, we still don't know what truly happened here or what it signified. Yeah, not that I was here to see it all happen, of course. The crane's arms reach the bottom of the lake. I'm gonna attempt to grip the object. Swing and a miss. Moving 30 reg to the right. Haha, there we go. Yep, we've got it. Want me to pull it up? Please do. The moment of truth, huh? Here we go. What? Oh my. I see. Still, looking at it. Correct. There were orbital readings coming from the artifact when we found it, but not anymore. And I'm sure I don't need to spell out the significance of that, do I? No, it's plain as day why you decided to stay and wait for me now. If an artifact has lost its power, it's exempt from the traditional agreements governing them, and doesn't need to be given to the church. That it? You already understand me so well, we can cut right to the chase then. The Obel readings disappeared just before he handed the artifact over to the cathedral, as it so happens. It's currently being looked after here, but the formal procedures to transfer ownership have yet to be completed, making its legal owner unclear. So, in your expert opinion, what should be done here? This is a tricky one. I'm assuming Liberl wants to assert ownership of it in this scenario, right? If anything, it's the professor here who wants to do that. I'm merely here accompanying her as a representative of the Royal Army. The only reason it's not lying at the bottom of the Valeria Lake now is because of the Zeiss Central Factory salvage efforts. I'd say we have every right to keep it, personally. From what I've heard, it's completely impossible to analyze the artifact that's no longer active. I don't see how it would be any of use to your research as things stand now, but you're sure you want it that badly? Oh, absolutely. We're talking about an object found at the site of where a massive flying city used to be. I might not have seen it happen, but it sounds like everything we thought we knew about the world was more or less proven wrong. You know, by the truth that you people in the church have kept hidden for the past, I don't know, 1,000 years? As for that Ouroboros group, they don't make much more of a sense than you guys. The more I hear about their advances in technology, the less I can work out how it's even possible. I don't know what the truth is or what's really happening here in this land, but I can't stand by and feign disinterest in knowing the answers anymore, and I'm far from alone. So long as there's the slightest chance that the artifact could shed light on all of what I want to know, I want it. I think you've made your point, Professor. It's not as though interrogating him will achieve anything. True enough. Well, you've heard what I've got to say. It's now up to you to tell us what you're going to do. Will you hand over that lump of metal, or won't you? Well, that brief hesitation was all it took to spawn a great evil. Who is she? No way. It crawled through the fields, ran through the hills, and spread disaster in the skies above. An excerpt from the Book of Ezer, verse 2, Disaster Unleashed. I apologize for the delay in coming, Father Graham. My name is Rhys Argent, and I am a squire of the Gralsritter. I look forward to working under you. I didn't think we'd end up having more company. Wait a second. Is something the matter? So that's how they think they can get me, is it? They can't just bribe me so easily. I'm better than that. Maybe I underestimated the Gralsritter. They think they can break my will to fight by sending a girl like you my way, do they? But I'm not going to go down so easily, because I've got a secret weapon of my own. Behold, the most powerful force in the universe! Isn't that... That's Tina, isn't it? How cute. Isn't she? Isn't she? I bet you just want to jump into this photo and squeeze her like a stuffed toy right now, don't you? I should have known a cutie patootie like you would be able to appreciate the same qualities in others. Anyway, that's why no matter how freaking adorable you may happen to be, you can't take me down. Because I've got a natural immunity. I beg your pardon, but I'm afraid I'm not really following. You keep saying that someone is cute, but are you referring to me? Who else would I be talking about? You've got such an aura of maturity about you, and yet your features still have that irresistible trace of innocence to them. And then they throw you into a sister's habit to compliment it all like a little cherry on top. That's the most flattering habit I've ever seen. If I didn't have my own protective field, I'd be in real danger here. Why are you looking at me like that? I'm just saying. Might I inquire as to the identities of the people with you, Father Graham? Sure. The lady's Professor Erica Russell of the ZCF, while the gentleman is Lieutenant Colonel Sid of the Royal Army. Seriously though? Father Graham? Really? Ah, so you're the people who initially discovered the artifact then? Thank you for your cooperation in our work. We will take over looking after it from here on out. That will be all. Wait a... What? Hold on a minute. We hadn't finished deciding what to do with it yet. Perhaps not, but my intention was to save you the time and effort required to do so by making the correct judgment myself. Whether it has lost its power or not, that is no ordinary object, or ordinary artifact. It is potentially related to one of the Septarions. I'm surprised that you even humored the option of letting an outsider take custody of it. I mean, well, you sure know how to pick a fight. Go on then, what legal basis do you have for taking it from us? The agreements with the church quite clearly say that artifacts that have lost their power are exempt from the usual rules. I have no legal basis, but you have no more of one for keeping it. If we are following the agreements to the letter, no one is allowed to assert ownership of inactive artifacts. It belongs to neither you nor me. It is simply an abandoned object with no owner whatsoever. I mean, she's the one who pulled it up, so I gotta give her a point there. What? So all you got is, I don't need a reason, it's mine and that's final? To put it bluntly, yes. Well, if that's how you want to play it. What's your take on this, Kevin Graham? Well, by all means. Me? I thought I'd been kicked out of this conversation. But, well, I can't say I don't want to take it back to Artaria with us. But after all the help the Burrow's given us, I'd feel kind of bad just snatching it from them without even giving them a valid reason. Both arguments have a degree of merit, but neither is clearly more correct. I'm not quite sure how you'll solve this one. You, do know that you're smack dab in the middle of this too, right? Whoa. My. What is it? Why do you both look so surprised? What do you mean, why? Did the two of you not hear that? Hear what? Wait a... Oh. Oh, it's doing a thing. Wow. Oh, no way! That thing wasn't giving off any overreadings at all anymore. Zero. Zip. Why is it suddenly active again? I believe that settles our dispute. It sure does. So the real artifact is inside, huh? I've never seen one quite like it. It looks like a box of some kind. Or a cube, maybe? Interesting. Oh. I'd like to thank you two for your cooperation in the recovery of this artifact. In accordance with the pacts of the church, I, Kevin Graham, will be assuming custody of it from here on out. You and all who aided you have the Septian Church's deepest appreciation. Phew, I thought we were never gonna escape. Erica sure doesn't know when to quit. That's a kind way of putting it. I couldn't believe what I was hearing right at the end, though. Just as I thought she'd maxed out her crazy talk to spew, she goes and shouts, "Well, if you're going to be taking that, then I'll be taking her." I thought Annalise was one of a kind cuteness freak, but she might actually have some stiff competition. Annalise? Oh, sorry, she's a girl I met while I was here last time. She's a bracer, about your age, I think. Oh. Reese? Yes? You're not mad at me, are you? For not keeping in touch with you? Father Graham. Yes? 5 years is a long time. Just as you have changed and progressed in rank significantly during those years, so have I. The Reese Argent standing before you is a squire of the Gralsritter, not the girl you once knew. I am here to serve and protect you, nothing more. Come on, Reese. You need not concern yourself with how I feel. If you don't treat me as a subordinate, then there is little reason for me to be here serving you. And with that talk out of the way, we need to board the last international liner out of Gransel, don't we? We should start making our way to the landing port. Wait a sec. Was that your... It was a figment of your imagination. Huh. You seem to be tired, Father Graham. I see no other explanation as to why you're hearing sounds that clearly don't exist in reality. I think you ought to try and have some rest when we reach the airship. As I was saying, I think you ought to try and have some rest. Don't even try and tell me that one was my imagination. Man, for a second I thought you changed, but you haven't. Not one bit. You're still the same perpetually hungry Reese I remember. Aw, the blushy. This is just a simple physiological phenomenon. My lack of control is proof that I still have plenty of training ahead of me. I can only apologize for my own inability. Since when did you not being able to turn off your stomach become something that you have to apologize for? Besides, I wouldn't have you any other way. You're forever going to be the girl who was always getting caught sneaking into the kitchen and trying to stuff her face to me. I'll be going on ahead. Hey, wait a sec. You're in my way. Please move. I'm sorry, okay? I didn't mean to push my luck. I just got carried away thinking of old times, that's all. You have no reason to apologize, nor do I see any point in you doing so, because there are a few things in this world that carry less weight than one of your apologies. Damn, finally biting back, huh? Well, while I've only got a 50-50 chance of you listening to me, can you knock it off with the Father Graham, or even Father, for that matter? For what reason? I don't know, if you're doing it because you feel like you have to, or because you want to act all distant, but there's no way I can get used to it, like, ever. It weirds me out. So, please, call me Kevin, same as you always did. What if I refuse? Then I'll beg you until you change your mind. I'll get down on my knees if I have to. You certainly would. Well, you know what they say, you can't teach an old dog new tricks. I know it's been a while since, but I'm way too set in my ways now. The one left me. Sorry, didn't quite catch that. It was nothing. Still, I can't very well refuse an order from my superior, so... Oh no, you're not playing that game. It's not an order, it's a favor. Very important distinction. Blech. You're so selfish, Kevin. There we go, that's what I wanted. But just so we're clear, even if I've changed how I address you, the fact that I'm your subordinate hasn't changed in the slightest. Don't forget that. Yeah, I know. We can talk like we used to, but there's no way to turn back the clock to the way things used to be. Oh, and one more thing. We've still got some time until the last airship leaves, so how about we head over to the department store in the East Block? We can grab you something you can eat. I like the sound of that. I propose buying all the bread they have left. I didn't know you were that hungry. She is the hungry Argent. The hungry sister. I love it. I thought you were joking when you said you were going to buy everything they had left. The girl behind the counter looked like she thought you were a freak of nature. This is just another example of ADO's divine providence. It's better that they're bought by someone who intends to consume them rather than have the poor things be thrown away. Yeah, you're a real bleeding heart, but that much? I hope you're not spending your entire salary on food. I'll have you know that you have nothing to worry about. There are a few people in this world who know how to make better use of sales and special offers than I. Well, whatever makes you happy. It's not my business how you blow your mirror at the end of the day. Still, while I'll give you that my getup is right up at the top of the suspicious charts, I'm pretty sure anyone would be confused if a woman in a sister's habit came wandering into their shop after dark to buy out the leftovers. Oh, stop your grumbling. And it's almost time for us to leave. We should make our way over to the landing port. I'm not sure how much longer my stomach can wait. Yes, ma'am. It's something. Sorry, that stomach here is going to have to wait a little longer. Unforgivable. I don't know who this fiend is, but as long as I don't kill them, I can go as far as I like, right? I sympathize, but you might want to calm down a little. Still, whoever they are, they're not very good at tailing people. Quite. I doubt they have much experience. They do seem to have undergone some degree of training, however. Yeah. Oh well, sad to say, but we're going to have to skip today's last airship out of here. Do you know of a good place to strike? Oh, I do. I know the perfect place. Gilbert? God freaking damn it, Gilbert. Ugh, where did they go? I saw them enter this area, I'm sure of it. It was you, huh? What? That's how you tail people. How? How did you discover me? My stealth abilities are the height of perfection. Haha, You're just like I remember you, still way too sure of yourself. Who might he be? Well, he's technically part of Ouroboros. He's about as low-ranking a member as you can get, though. Ah, I see, he does look the part. How dare you! I'll have you know I'm very much on the up. And as for you, what do you mean, he does look the part? You couldn't look more like a nobody if you tried. You're the kind of person who constantly throws himself into things too big to handle and ends up sabotaging himself without anyone lifting a finger. And you refuse to learn from any of your failures, too. Got you there. What? You haven't lost your touch. I'm impressed how accurately you were able to judge his character after talking to him for, like, a second. I didn't even need to talk to him. He oozes irrelevance from his every pore. Damn, Reese! God damn, Reese! You are just throwing out the flames here. You! Cocky, aren't you? Well, let's see how long that cockiness lasts. He changed really quickly. Bah! Yeah! A Templar sword? So that's what you picked, huh? Just like you chose a bowgun as your weapon of choice, I chose a Templar sword for mine. That's all there is to it. Gotcha. Impossible! What did you just do? I don't even know how I got hit. It's a weapon used by the Grolser called a Templar sword. The blade's made up of multiple pieces held together by wires that let the user extend it at will. Anyway, it's time those lips started flapping. What's a wanted criminal like you doing here in Grancel? How much of our business do you know? Why should I have to answer your... Eek! You don't know when to give up. Start talking now. FYI, she's not in a good mood. And you don't want to make her any madder. It looks like I've only got one option. I'm so sorry. Forgive me. I'm only here because I crash landed. I didn't even want to come here. And after I did, I happened to see you too, so I decided to follow you. I swear. Maybe I misjudged him. There might be more to him than meets the eye, in a sense. That's a nice way of putting it. So go on, keep talking. You said you crash landed here. That means there's an Ouroboros airship somewhere near here. That what you came on, right? No, there isn't. I did crash land, but it wasn't on board an airship. It was on board this! What the? He has an archaism? Haha, not so irrelevant now, am I? Eh, kind of are. Show them what you can do, gee, Apache! Mow them down! Oh boy, okay. What can Reese do? Arc Fencer. So, huge line, do stuff. Pretty strong, pretty strong. What are her current arts? Ascension? Not bad, not bad. Alright, so what can Kevin do again? He can heal and cure ailments. Let's give him all you got him. Oh, Kevin is getting bodied over there.
What the heck?
Oh, he got unbodied. That's nice.
What the heck?
I'll save you.
So, and we're gonna let Reese beat his ass for a bit.
Let's go.
That only did 2k damage. That wasn't very much.
See, look at me.
Can't we all just get along? Come on.
Damn you. That's what you get.
Wait, let's talk this over.
Gilbert is... Oh my god. He's just kind of the worst.
Take that! My arrows!
That didn't kill him. His strength's down. That was You laugh, old Gilberto, but you about to get murked around a hurt.
No way.
Alright, Holy Blessing, give us a heal. Oh, she can't heal. She can't heal not herself.
No way.
I'll save you.
Get some party heals going.
Hey.
That did very little damage.
Take that!
Beat that. Don't defeat that. Move away from that.
Take that!
Alright, a bunch of regular basic attacks should do the job.
I'll save you.
Those heals going, Kevin. Alright.
Oh, pitiful souls, may you rest in peace.
Reese is freaking awesome. She used that chainsword. No! Curse you! Do you know how much? Do you have any idea how much I had to go through to earn that? You really are full of surprises, aren't you? I'm impressed, Reese. You sure know how to get the best out of that thing. Not at all. I've still got a lot to learn. Especially if I want to be half as good as my sister. Still, I'm no different. Kevin, Anyway. I'd wager you're out of tricks now, so you ready to give up and come quietly? If you don't try to cause any more trouble, I'll hand you over to the soldiers here and leave it at that. You're planning to hand me over to the Royal Army? That's your best option. If you really want us to take you back to Arteria instead, that's cool by me. But if you go with that one, I can't guarantee your safety. I'll leave that one to you. Eek! Ugh! Again? What was that? This thing again? It starts glowing so randomly. Maybe it's reacting to something? What is that thing? What are you planning on doing? Nothing to you. Don't worry. Shut up for a sec. What is up with this thing? So the time to begin is finally upon us. Huh? What? When did you... It's a pleasure to meet you again, Kevin Graham. Louve? Super duper Louve? What? Traverser of pathless darkness, repenting of his transgressions with the sin of a stigma forever on his back. Who the hell are you? Wow, Kevin! Thus my lord will survive. Come forth, offerings. Come forth one last time. Burn to ashes everything in ever blazing flames. Huh. What happened? Why did I... Where am I? Hey, Reese! Reese, are you okay? Ugh, what's going on? Kevin? Where are we? Whew, I'm glad you're okay. How are you feeling? Any pain? I feel sick. You do? My stomach's going to implode if it doesn't get any food soon. I'm starting on all that food we bought. Sure. I'd normally be just as down for food as you are, but come on! Is that really what you should be thinking about right now? There's nothing in this world more important or fundamental than eating. But if we must change the subject, I remember a strange man appearing, then that cube glowing white all of a sudden. Then... Yeah, I don't remember any more than that either. But take a look around us. Stone bookcases? Are we inside some kind of ruin? No. Wait. What? So, from what I am led to believe, the entirety of the game takes place in this altered space. Yeah. So it's just being an easy assignment. I love Kevin. He's so great. He's just so damn great. Alright. This has been Ark Nova playing Trails in the Sky the Third. Until next time, everybody, stay cool.